YouTube. Hey, what's up, family? How's everybody doing? Everybody doing all right? How's everybody handling things? It's good to hear if you are. So I'm gonna have to put my little my meditation music on mute while I talk to you guys. Um, so I titled today's live session "Healthy Communication plus Mindful Reciprocation equals elevation," which means when you're able to, hey Scott, what's up, buddy? When you are able to have healthy dialogue, healthy communication in your relationship, and other person is able to be mindful about reciprocating, because some people feel like they're just a victim of circumstance and they're not mindful of, you are the creator of your world. If you're struggling with communication, it's probably uh, a good chance that you are one of the people who are contributing to the poor communication. So when you're able to be mindful with your reciprocation, which means if a person comes to you, if your spouse comes to you about an issue or a concern, you're able to pause, put whatever you're doing on the back burner, and be present with them, and be present to reciprocate their their need to have a healthy dialogue. Then that's when your relationship will start to elevate. I need new glasses. I'm looking at myself over here, and I don't like the reflection. The reflection looks weird. As you can see, I don't have the greatest. Hey, Amira, I don't have the greatest setup here as far as YouTube is concerned. This thing kind of took off really quicker than I thought it was, because all I did was study and just read and just kind of put this stuff out there. One of my one of the people that I follow, Think Media, they say, you just need to just press record. If you know that you know what you know, just press record, and the rest will follow suit. And sure enough, we got to this milestone of 1,000 subscribers within like 3 months, which is, I think it's good. I think it says a lot about just the quality of the content that I put out there, and also it says a lot about the community that I'm building, and just how supportive you guys are, and how much you believe in me and you stand behind me, and you want, hey Shay, you stand behind me and you want to see me be successful. So healthy communication, which is when you're able to 2 seconds. Healthy communication, when you are able, the workbooks are coming along. They're coming along. A bunch of other stuff I got going on too. I'm trying to work on the website also. So I'm trying to revamp my website. Fruitful Seeds, I'm really trying to just redo that all over again. So healthy communication. Can you guys hear me okay? Healthy communication is huge, which means you're able to communicate effectively. This is when you are very present with that person, and you kind of mirror what they're saying. You recite it back to them. So if they're saying stuff to you like, you never do this, you know, receive it, give them eye to eye contact, and then you kind of repeat what they said. Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is this, don't get upset, don't get defensive, don't roll your eyes, don't cross your arms, because that right there is going to it's going to escalate them. So if you're able to do that, and clearly if you don't want to get into screaming matches or swearing at them or call them out their names, those are all, I call those the gloves off. Like, you don't want to have the gloves off um, type of conversation, because that just leads to nothing and you get nothing accomplished. You're pretty much spinning your wheels in the sand. And if anything, that's just solidifying your breakup. Dr. John Gottman has uh, a theory called the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I believe it's a theory, the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. And he said if these four things happen within a relationship, your relationship will end if these things happen consistently, it will end with a 90 something percent chance. It's very high. It's a very high chance that if these four things happen in a relationship, the relationship will end, which is stonewalling, defensiveness, criticism, and contempt. Stonewalling, I think everybody knows what that is. Stonewalling is when you try to communicate with somebody and they just shut down on you. If it gets too emotional, this is something that the dismissive avoidant tends to do, which frustrates the heck out of people. And it's really hard to get past that block because the reason they're doing it is because they're going into their shell and they're trying to protect themselves emotionally. And it gets really draining to have to talk about really intense uh, emotional conversations. So yeah, that's stonewalling. Defensiveness. I think we all know what defensiveness is. So if you try to go to them with a concern, now this is why I feel like defensiveness might be the worst one. I think it's worse than stonewalling because defensiveness, after a while, the person is just going to stop trying to communicate with you. They're going to see that it's pointless to try to communicate with you because all you do is get upset and turn it back on them or come up with excuses. So after a while, they're just going to be like, you know what? What's the point of even? That's where you see a lot of women do in marriages. This is why that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of women feel like they have to leave the relationship or leave the marriage because they can't get any reciprocation from their spouse because their spouse always feels as if, and this is the problem with men though, because we are conquerors. We like to achieve things. We like to fix things. And you tell us that the sink is broken, we're going to find a way to get the sink fixed. But if you're coming to us about something that we're doing, we're going to automatically take a defensive. If you don't know this, you're going to automatically take a defensive. You're going to take it offensively, and you're going to get defensive because uh, you want to try to correct the problem right away. And then it's also bruising to the ego if you're getting attacked and you feel like you're doing just fine. Sorry, people. Yeah, these glasses are really getting on my nerves. I'm sorry. So defensiveness, I feel, is a tough one to have to deal with. Um, if anything, I would like, stonewalling is one that would be a better one to deal with because if the person shuts down on you, at least you can come back to the conversation and know that later on down the line they will be receptive to you. So so defensiveness is one. Hey, if you're just coming in here, thumbs up the video, share the video. Right now I'm talking about the four horsemen of the apocalypse. I don't know how I got on this topic, but I feel like it's a very important topic to be talking about. Um, because if this, like, I've seen it happen time and time again. So defensiveness is the next one. Criticism. This is another bugaboo of the dismissive avoidant. So if you criticize people, you know, I see this happen a lot too when um, I see a lot of it happening when the kids are involved. So if because people have different parenting styles, you know, the dad may feel like the mom's not parenting a certain way or to up to his standards. So then he would start to criticize, and after a while, it just wears him down. I was walking on the lake the other day, and uh, they have those little rock walls there, and I saw just how because right now Wisconsin, it's fall and the water's just really crashing up against the bricks and stuff, and I just saw how like these rocks were just corroded. And I say that's exactly what criticism. I was thinking that to myself. I'm walking. I'm on like a peaceful walk, but I'm thinking about relationship stuff. Go figure. So I'm walking. I'm like, that's exactly what criticism does to relationship. Because after a while, the rocks just start to erode, and no matter how strong and how resilient you are to the initial attempts, after a while, it's just going to wear you down. It's going to make you feel like that's where narcissistic abuse can really wear people's self esteem down because they always belittle the other person and make them feel like they're beneath them. Hi, hey, what you trying to check out, Shay? So, yeah, so I was having that walk, having that it was kind of just, meditating along the lake. And I thought about that criticism. And the last one is contempt. Contempt, sorry, drinking Sprite. Probably shouldn't be doing that. Probably should be drinking water. So, contempt is another one that is very, yeah, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. He kind of put a little spin on it from the Bible. Pretty clever. So, that institution, the John Gottman Institution, is like the state over from me. It's in Minnesota. I'm in Wisconsin. I would love to visit that place one day. And if I'm so close to it, why not, right? So, the last one is contempt. Now, this is the one he feels, John Gottman, is the worst. One of the horsemen is because it's just a kind of a deep seething, uh, poisonous venom towards their spouse. Because it kind of all encompasses like you. It's really when you look down at your spouse, like you're not an equal anymore. You're uh, you feel as if you're better than them. That's when you try to. That's when a lot of that. You won't even receive it. Like you can actually encompass this in all of them, like the defensiveness, the criticism. Because if they try to come to you and correct you about anything, you're not going to look at them as if they're equal. And that's the one that they said really will kill a relationship. All those other ones can be overcome. But once you have the seed of contempt in your mind, uh, it's just, it's a really tough one to overcome and to grow out of. You can't communicate yourself out of that one because you have to literally start to view that person differently. And that happens in a lot of marriages, unfortunately, and a lot of relationships. Any questions? I just went off on a rant. So mindful reciprocation, which means you have to be mindful about, which is just basically just being present in a conversation or whatever dialogue you guys are having. Just be present and understand that I can't be checking my cell phone. I can't be walking from one room to the next room because what anxious preoccupied people do is we'll chase up after people. If we're trying to have a conversation with them and they don't want to talk to us, and we'll follow up behind them, going to the next room. They're folding laundry, putting laundry away. We'll kind of like go behind them like a little puppy dog, and that's just not healthy. And that's very degrading to your ego. You're a pacer. Yeah, yeah. We kind of pace. Yeah, that's that anxiety coming out. Pacing isn't a bad thing as long as you're not pacing after somebody. So that's it, people. Once again, it's good to talk to you guys, and hope you found some value out of tonight's session. I was just on Instagram right before this, and I said, I'm gonna probably turn. Somebody said it might have been a good idea to go live once a week and set that time that I'm gonna do it. But I'm kind of impulsive. If I'm feeling like talking to people and I'm feeling like getting out what I'm learning to you, I'm just gonna do it. So Tuesday nights, I might have to have you guys hold me to that. I hope this is a good time for you guys. If you have any questions about your situation or about some healthy things you can take into some tools that you can take into your relationship to make it happy, healthy, and grow. If there's any seeds that I can plant into your life, just let me know. And I appreciate you guys. As always, I love y'all. And I really do wish you guys happy, fulfilling relationships because life is all about, our relationships with not only our significant others and our romantic spouses, but our kids and our coworkers and, even the cashier and customer. So thank you guys. Till next time.